All right, well, if you're considering a domain name change for your website, maybe you're doing a rebrand for your company, or maybe you're trying to come up with something a little bit simpler that people can remember, one of the most important things you can do is to maintain the domain authority that you built up on your old website. One of the most critical factors for that is to maintain your backlinks. And today I'm going to talk about 2 ways you can do that. They're absolutely critical, so you make sure you maintain those backlinks and you continue to show up at the top of the search results with the domain authority that you had before you changed it. So let's get started. All right, so let's get right into this. I'll show you the 2 ways that you can actually preserve backlinks for your website if you're doing a domain change. So when you do a domain change, the first thing that you should be absolutely certain of is you are going to get some type of a drop in your traffic. So if you had a certain amount of organic traffic, you could consider losing, you're probably going to lose 20%, 50% of that traffic. We recently did one that I'll show you here in a moment that we lost about 40% of the traffic, and it took months actually to get it back. It was 3 or 4 months before that traffic came back. It's going to be a little different effect depending on what domain you're transferring, and your website. Not everybody's going to experience the same thing, but you will have a drop in traffic. So that's one thing to consider. So make sure you're planning this at the right time. You don't want to do this whenever you're slow, and then it gets even slower for you if you do a domain change. So that's something to be considered about on there. The first thing I want to share with you guys, and this is going to be considered a 301 redirect that you have to do for the entire site. So I'm going to show you this here. So this is an article by SEMRush. Go to SEMRush.com. I'll put this link in the description below so you guys can take a look at this and see what it is. But essentially, 301 redirect is super important. And you can have a developer do this, and you don't have to use plugins to do it. But I'm going to show you a few plugins that you can actually use that will help you to actually do this on your own if you're looking to do it. But essentially, you got to do a 301 redirect to tell Google, look, this site is no longer here at oldurl.com. It's over here at the new URL, newdomain.com. So we're gonna show you how to do that here. So there's a couple different options. You can read the step 4 in this article. Now, essentially, you're going to have some plugins. So either Yoast, Rank Math, Redirection. These are all different plugins you can put in. You can also put in, there's another one called All-in-One SEO that I'm going to show you here in just a second of what that actually looks like on the back end. This can be done for the entire site. It can also be done for individual pages on the site if you change the URL possibly on your site that you're using, you're not changing the full domain. So this is the back end of a site here on freemansrealty.com. It's a WordPress site. And on the back, you can see this is All-in-One SEO plugin. You'd scroll down and click on redirects, and it takes you up here. You can see the different options here. You'll come to this one at default here, and then you can actually type in your source and then the target. So this is the one where it's coming from, where you want it to go. But what you'll do for a full redirect is you click on the full site redirect, and it will actually allow you to say, hey, here's my old site, the domain here, freemansrealty.com. I want it to go to this new site. You'll plug that in, and then everything from moving forward will have a 301 redirect that will actually go to the new one. So to give you an example of that, I'm going to show you this here. So we recently transferred a website. So we had a domain, tfgonline.com, that was used for a company for a long time. It built up a lot of domain authority, and then what happened was we go, you know what, this is not clear what TFG is, right? So we wanted to actually clear it up. Residential construction company, wanted to go to freemansconstruction.com, which we actually had the domain that we had bought but never used. It got set up with a different idea in the past. So we took that now and we did a redirect. Okay, that was the first step to this. And now the tfgonline.com goes to freemansconstruction.com. So let me show you this here. So we'll type this in so you can see what happens. But this is essentially what a redirect is. So you're going to go to tfgonline.com, type it in. Now I end up at freemansconstruction.com. All right, so this is what we did. This is the first step. So now what happens is all these backlinks, because we've created a lot of content through coming in here and through our blog and through podcasts, all of that, and these are all coming back to the tfgonline.com link. So the backlink is to tfgonline.com. So in order to maintain the authority and maintain of our website domain authority and make sure those backlinks still get someone clicks on that, they still get to the right page, this 301 redirect has to happen. Otherwise, it just goes to a 404 and then they never get there. So that's why it's so critical to put this 301 redirect in. Otherwise, everything's broke. They can't get there anymore. Okay. So then the next thing is, okay, I got to actually take and do some research on the back and find out who's backlinking to my site. So the 301 takes care of everything. It's going to push everything to there, right? To my new site. But ideally, you want to have them going directly to the site, so the backlink is actually updated and it's not redirecting. There's a better chance they're getting there. It's less time for someone to get there. The redirect doesn't have to happen. It's going to load faster to get there. Okay, so to preserve that. So there's a couple scenarios with this, right? So first scenario is you own the website. All right, so we own this site right here. It's realpropertytv.com, so Real Property Show. So we host all this on here. And on here, we have blogs. So it's under these videos section, you'll find blogs like this. So this is the video-only blog post that would be happening here. And then what's happening is we're building backlinks. So back to our Freeman's Construction, you can see at the bottom left here, you can see Freeman's Construction link. That's going back over to this website here. And then you're seeing, and so we're creating this spider web backlinks, right? So first thing is you want to change the backlinks on every site that you own. So if you're doing this same strategy and you own another site and you're doing backlinks in back and forth, go to your sites first and identify which pages need the backlinks changed. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. And then the other thing is you're going to actually run the same report. You're going to identify the other websites out there that are backlinking to your content and see if you can actually reach out to them and get them to update the links. It's a very tedious process. It may not bring any fruit for you, but it's the best way to do it. If you have the time and the resources to do it, the 301 redirect will take care of most of that. So I would, if you have control of the websites, the other websites like I'm talking about, you're backlinking, between the two, this is the way to do it. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So we're going to look at an actual piece of software called SEMRush. Now, SEMRush had that article that I was just showing you there. If you scroll down the article, you'll see another section down here where they talk about you're going to look at the update all the internal links on the site, and then it goes optional, ask other sites to update their links to your site. That's what we're talking about now. So make sure you can go back here, it kind of goes walk you through the steps on what to do. This is the actual report on SEMRush. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into the old URL. So like this is the original URL, which was tfgonline.com. And I'm going to run a backlink report on that because I'm going to be able to see where that is showing up. So let me go to, I'm going to go here for a backlink audit. Once you click on the backlink audit, you'll click on the actual, here, the domain name here. You're going to get, once you get into this, then what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down and you'll see the top referring domains. Start with the top ones. This one's realpropertytv.com. This is the one that you can see here that we control this one. So I'm going to click on this and you can see there's actually 44 backlinks that are still there on that need to be updated. So when I come in here, I then am able to see the report on the different locations where these backlinks are at. So the source is, this is going to be the page on that I need to update the link on. Okay, so the target is here. The target is, this is the page that was on tfgonline.com that's here. And then the source is the page that I want to go to update this link. So I want this link actually to say freemansconstruction.com/custom home Ramona, California 2. This one down here would be the same thing. I'm going to go to this Ramona whole house remodel. This is the source. I'm going to click on this, go to that page. I'm going to update it to say freemansconstruction.com/Ramona whole house remodel. So this permalink structure was updated. So the post date was removed whenever this site change was made. So that's another thing that's different. So if I click on this, I'm going to go right here to the source page, which is now, this pulls up this, and you can go, okay, well, how do I find this link on here? Well, look at your links on the page. So this link here is giving a backlink. You can see it in the bottom left. This is going to tfgonline.com /2020. So this is the link. So what I would do, if you're logged into your WordPress site, you would just click up at the top up here. You'd be able to log into this thing right here, and then you'd make the change right there and just update that to freemansconstruction.com. So once you've done that, then you'll end up having, you've removed all of these redirects that are happening. It's now just going directly to it. So if you go back to your report and you would go back into here, once you've corrected all of these, you would come in and run another report, and then it would show you that, hey, yeah, I got them all, or I didn't get them all, and I got to go back and I got to update these more. All right, so again, first step is a 301 redirect. Make sure you do that so the old domain is going to the new domain. That'll preserve as many backlinks as possible. The next thing you want to do is run a SEMRush report, run it with another tool. Make sure that you're identifying what backlinks are coming from the sites that you actually own. And then once you got that identified, go and actually change those on the actual source pages where they're coming from. Change those, get them updated to the new domain. Then you can start reaching out to other people like your top referring domains and get them to see if they can change it to the new domain name. as well. If you cannot, the through redirect should pick that up, and you should be able to preserve a lot of that. It'll take, again, a few months for this thing to start picking back up and gaining steam again. You will lose some of the search engine traffic when you initially do the domain change. So hope that was helpful. If you got value, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we got a ton of other videos here on our channel, so make sure to watch those too. So thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.